Hello, love of lit people. We've got one more video, and here it is. It's week 31, and we are kind of at the end. Normally at school, we would do the last week, week 32, with our just our quiz and our playing games and things. And so we are, and you don't need a video for that. So this is our last video and my last packet of lessons for you. So I hope that you've had a good year, and we'll just get started. Let's go ahead and start with your words, your roots. You're going to have two roots today. They're both, one's a Greek root and one's a Latin root. All right. So you have your pieces of paper there. You can cut down your composition page, and let's get started. So your first one is path. This is your Greek one. Path means feeling. All right. Apathy. You just don't have any feelings at all about anything. Empathy. You're kind of feeling for somebody. You're kind of feeling sorry for them, or you're kind of identifying with their feelings, and so on. Here's pathetic, and then symphony. All right. So that is your first one. I've got some sad, mad, happy faces. All right. So here we go. Our next one then is our Latin root, and it's ped. And it means foot. So a pedal is something that you do with your feet. Pedestrian is somebody who's walking. And pedicure, pedestal, and expedite. If you don't know what those words are, look them up. And then I just have my little boy here with his feet. Okay, so those are your two roots for this week. And those are the last ones you're going to be doing this year. Next week, you will be having a quiz over the last 16 that we've done. If you want, I'm going to go ahead and attach it to this week's packet, though, so I won't have just one thing to attach next week. And so you can take it really whenever you feel like you're ready to take it, okay? It's not. So let's go back quickly. If you open up your notebook, at the front of it, I gave you the whole list of Latin roots that you were in, Greek roots that we were doing this year, and you've been writing, as we've been doing them, you've been writing the meanings of them beside the roots. And so I hope that you've continued to do that. You can do that for today's work, but go ahead and go back and look at that, because I'm going to go through the roots that will be on your quiz this next week. All right, so that you can, if you haven't done it before, you can do it now. All right, so the first, we're starting with miss. All right, miss means send. Then we have mit. Mit means send. All right. We have mob. It means move. And we have morph. It means shape. Okay. I'm writing these things down. We have mott. Another word that means move. I mean, not root, not word. Nat means born. Neg means no. Not means mark. Noun means declare. Nove means new. Then we have numer, means number. We have onym, which means name. Ord means rank. Orig, beginning. Path means feeling. Those are today's words. Head means foot. Okay, that's it. Now, if you didn't get all of those, I did write them also in your lesson page. So they're all written out there along with the definitions. So you have it all there in front of you, so you can just practice them. And when you feel like you're ready for it, just put everything away so that you're not looking at anything, and take the quiz, preferably in front of your mom or somebody, so that they can keep an eye on things for you. All right, you're going to do your very last composition page today, and it's more of a fun page. Have you ever heard the word fluency? Do you know what I mean when I'm talking about reading with fluency? All that means is that you're reading. It's talking about reading aloud, reading orally, and it's talking about reading in a natural, simple, smooth way. And the reason that it's important to be able to do that is because it's really hard to understand and comprehend and remember what you're reading if you don't read with fluency. And it's very hard for other people to understand and get what you're reading. So all you've got today is 2 pages, and you're not going to write on them at all. It's just something to put in your composition book. It has tips about how to be a really good reader. And I kind of decorated it a little bit just because I like the colors and all that, and you can do that too if you want to, but there's no actual writing on here. So these are just some tips. So when you are reading out loud to somebody, it's really important that you read just like you talk, just like you speak. Okay, so you don't read in a monotone or talk in a monotone. You don't talk haltingly. You just talk smoothly, and so that people can understand what you're saying, right? The next thing is you read with expression. If something is exciting, you read with excitement. If you have a question, then make your voice sound like it's got a question. Okay? It's important that or if somebody's sad, you're gonna read a little differently than if someone's really, really excited and happy. All right? So it says read with a natural pace. All that means is don't read super, 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 super fast, and don't read very, very slow. Make people fall asleep, and people will forget what you said from one word to the next. Okay, so read in a natural space. Read smoothly with regard to punctuation, commas, dialogue, and periods. I don't know, you might even want to use a different voice for dialogue. When certain people are saying certain things, you might have, or different characters, you might have even different voices for the different characters. That's kind of fun. Makes things a little bit more interesting. Okay? But be sure to pay attention to commas. We don't have run-on sentences and periods and all that. Okay? Those are there for a reason, and they're to help you to read with fluency. Read with accuracy. Okay? It's going to be hard to understand if you put in the wrong words. If you read the wrong words that aren't in the sentence. Right? That's important. I mean, that's kind of obvious. And then the last thing is really kind of what happens when you do all these. If you do all this stuff, you're able to comprehend better. And all comprehend means is you're able to understand better what you're reading. And if you understand better what you're reading, then you'll remember it better. Okay, if you don't understand it, it'll literally go in one ear and out the other, and you won't get it. Okay, so that's a real simple thing. That's your very last composition page. Looks like this, and we are done. Okay, so you have been reading The Wheel in the School. I'd be interested to see what you think about it. It is very different, isn't it? It's real different than what you have been reading. It's kind of an old-timey book, isn't it? And it's about kind of a life that none of you probably have ever even thought about or seen. Living right next to the ocean on a dike, and some of the things that they think are important are things you've probably never even thought about. So what I'd like you to think about as you read this a little bit more. First of all, we can think about the characters. Who are they? What are they like? How are they alike? How are they different? How do they work together? They are very different in a lot of ways, but they have a problem that they want to solve together. So how do they work together to get that done? Okay, so what is the problem? What's the problem they're trying to solve? And the thing is there's one big problem, one big thing that they're trying to solve, but as they go along, they come upon all these other little things that take a little bit of thought and ingenuity and a little bit of self-sacrifice and thinking about others more important than yourself. There's some things that they need to do to solve all kinds of little problems along the way. And how are they growing through all this? How are they changing? They're probably, they're all different people at the end of the book than they are at the beginning of the book. And what made them change, and what kinds of changes are they? And are they good changes or not so good changes? All right, so those are some of the things that I'd like you to think about while you're reading this book. All right, and you have your questions. You've noticed that the questions aren't very detailed, are they? Summarize the chapter. Well, that is not a very detailed thing, but you know how to do it. All right? We've talked about how to summarize. All right? Tell me a little bit about the middle, a little bit about the beginning, the middle, the end. Think about that roller coaster. Okay? You can give me a really good summary when it asks for a really good summary. And so that I know what's in the whole chapter without knowing every single detail. I just need to know the basics. All right? Complete sentences. Do your best on this. Don't try and rush through this, okay? Let's see. I think that is pretty much, you're not going to, for chapter 9 and 10, there isn't any written work at all. So really, you don't have that much to do on here. Okay, you have 2 pages. So you can do your best. All right? And that's it. You are done. You have finished Love of Lit. I'm kind of sad. I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed being with you all. And I'm sad that I wasn't able to be with you the whole rest of the year. But I hope you've enjoyed reading the books, and I hope you have a wonderful summer. And I will maybe see you next year. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.